You see your favorite video creators and YouTubers online and they seem to have it all together. And they are super confident on camera. You might even look at this video and think, dang, Dan really has a polished video here, and I want you to make videos that leave other people saying the exact same thing. So I'm sharing 10 tricks with you to look more confident on camera. Remember that there's always more than meets the eye. Hey, I'm Dan Bennett from Video for Entrepreneurs, where we are all in on helping entrepreneurs learn how to look and sound great on camera. We've got 10 tricks to get to, so I won't waste any more time. Let's get into it. Trick number 1, plan ahead. I know this is so unsexy and old school, but it is really my secret sauce to making great videos and looking confident on camera. This is a big one, so I'm not going to rush through it. As Benjamin Franklin once said, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. There are a lot of ways to plan ahead when it comes to video production, but here are some of my favorites. First, write a script. Wait, Dan, a script like I'm going to have to memorize lines like an actor? I can't do that. No, you don't have to memorize a script, but you do need to write one. This can come in many forms, like a literal script on a teleprompter like I'm reading right now, or a bullet point list that you can reference every so often to keep you on track. I've even seen people use sticky notes with topics on them so they can just glance over and know what they're going to talk about next. No matter how you write your script, it will make the final product better, I promise. Next, schedule your filming time. I film my content on Sundays because it's the best day for me for several reasons. One, I have the house mostly to myself on Sundays and I can lock in for a good chunk of time and film more than one video. Two, it is the quietest day in my neighborhood. Unlike Mondays when 5 different garbage truck companies send their trucks through the neighborhood and all I hear is banging and squealing brakes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Planning ahead can also look like making sure your studio is clean and everything is set up and ready to go for the shoot. For me, it's my batteries are charged, scripts are loaded into my teleprompter, and I'm looking and feeling my best for the shoot. Next, batch your efforts. After decades of professional video production experience, I will promise you that it is unfathomably easier to write 5 scripts and then film 5 videos and then edit 5 videos and then publish 5 videos than it is to do that entire process 1 video at a time. Please just trust me on that one. If you look at my schedule, I film on Sundays, write on Mondays, edit on Thursdays, and schedule my videos on the weekends. This is part of what keeps me sane and, more importantly, consistent. Trick number 2, speak conversationally. Now, I know what you were thinking. All right, Dan, you just said script everything, and now you're saying to be more conversational. What gives? I admit that this is something that develops and becomes easier over time, but if you keep it top of mind while you speak, your brain will start to behave in a way that's conducive to being conversational. Sometimes I like to pretend I'm just answering someone's question or having a simple chat with someone I know in a coffee shop. There is a huge difference between saying, schedule your filming time for best results, and then also saying, I film on Sundays because I have the house to myself and it's the quietest day in my neighborhood, unlike Mondays where the garbage trucks just run all day long. It's just way more conversational, and part of what makes it conversational is that it's based in story, which brings me to trick number 3, be a storyteller. I want to point out that there is a difference between a story doer, someone who thinks story is something to be done, or a framework to just be filled in and deployed, and a storyteller, which is someone who shares experiences and creates relatability with their audience, using tools like metaphor, analogy, and idioms, often based on their own life experiences. Story is something to keep top of mind as you write your scripts and decide how you're going to share information with your audience. Check out the difference between these 2 clips. An article on the power of storytelling stated that you connect better with an audience if you tell stories as opposed to just stating facts. It went on to say that humans relate strongly to story because stories help us understand complex ideas and filter the intricate and complicated world around us. You know, the other day I was wondering, why do humans relate so strongly to storytelling? So I started to research this idea and I ran across a really interesting article that broke down some of the elements in a way that was really impactful to me. As I pored over the page, the words just seemed to kind of jump off the screen at me, and I started to realize how stories help us communicate and understand complex ideas. They give us this power to connect quickly with our audience, and they make our experiences something that other humans can easily relate to. It really started to sink in as I read that stories actually help us stay sane by filtering the intricate and complicated world around us. Did you feel the difference between those 2? Trick number 4, get in the reps. Yes, another boring trick. Repetition is the one part I can't even do for my paying customers and students. Camera confidence is a muscle, and just like a muscle, it needs to be exercised for it to become stronger. But it needs to be purposeful exercise. Just like if you're trying to grow your biceps, you wouldn't do random weightlifting moves, you would do exercises like curls. You need to focus your efforts when growing your camera confidence muscles. If you ever hear someone say, just make your first 100 videos, they'll be bad and that's okay, think twice before following that advice. Actively seeking out critique and feedback from trusted friends, creators, your audience, and even professionals like myself is the perfect way to avoid faking it until you make it, and instead, you can make it, test it, hone it, make it again until you make it. This is the exact reason I created the Video Sandbox, a place where you can test ideas in video content and receive loving critique and feedback from peers and professionals like myself, all in a safe and nurturing environment. Another great way to get in the reps is to use my Hear No Evil, See No Evil exercise. Film yourself, whether it's a short 60-second video on your smartphone or a rough draft of an upcoming YouTube video, and then do this. 1. Watch your video in its entirety and take some notes while critiquing yourself. How's the pacing? Does your video hold your attention? Is it coherent and easy to understand? Did you behave like a storyteller in your video? 2. Turn away from the screen or turn your phone away from you and just listen to your video. Take notes. How does the pacing seem now? Are you rushing or speaking too slowly? Does your video sound conversational? Would you want to listen to that person for 5 minutes straight? 3. Now watch your video again, but this time with the sound off. Take notes. How's your demeanor? Are you talking with your hands? Does the body language make sense with the content you're sharing? And is your final edit keeping you visually engaged? Are the cuts frequent enough or so frequent that they're distracting? Are you using B-roll or on-screen animations to drive home your points? Are there any pattern interruptions along the way to keep things interesting? Take actions on your notes, list the bad habits and squash them over time, and reinforce the things that you're doing well and double down on those. Keep in mind that we are always striving to hit the big 4 in our videos. Are we making videos that are educational, inspirational, entertaining, and practical? 2 of those are the minimum. 3 is a great video and 4 is a masterpiece. Trick number 5, know your shit. Like, you really gotta know your shit, inside and out. I know my audience and they are entrepreneurs and professionals, and if they are in business serving others, they better really know their shit anyway, right? If you confidently know your area of expertise in real life, it'll show on camera. If you know the point of the video you're trying to make, it will show on camera. If you've researched, scripted, planned ahead, and gotten the reps, it'll show on camera. If you're just making it up, playing it by ear, throwing it all together off the top of your head, improvising, or faking it until you make it, if you're just winging it, it will show on camera. Beyond just being a subject matter expert, if you have all the other elements of making great videos in line, all the tricks that we're talking about today, you will come across confidently on camera. I promise. Trick number 6, film one long clip. Many people are surprised when they find out that I filmed 22 to 28 minutes for one 4 to 5 minute video. This is a simple thing, but really powerful when you record your videos. Just hit record and go all the way until you're done. It's so much easier to edit one long clip as opposed to 20 shorter ones. Plus, it keeps you from having to get up and down out of your seat a bunch of times to hit record and stop. How does this help you look more confident on camera, you might say? Well, now you can go into your shoots knowing that all you have to do is deliver your thoughts. 3 to 6 sentences at a time is enough to have a smooth edit when you're all done. Yes, you'll still make mistakes. And yes, you'll still flub and have to start sentences over. But you will find a groove and you'll only use the best parts in your final video anyway. And that brings comfort and confidence. Pro tip, to make editing easier, I record a single snap near my microphone before I deliver a take, and then a double snap after I've delivered a take that I'm really happy with. If I'm not thrilled with the take, I snap once, which lines me up for the next take. Then, when I'm looking at my audio or waveform of my video clip in my timeline, I know that any part where I see one snap, this peak here, followed by 2 snaps, these 2 peaks here, then the space in between them is a usable take, which saves me a ton of time not having to watch all of my bad takes. Trick number 7, edit before you edit. Put yourself together before you ever hit record. This will look differently for everyone, of course, but I think we all know what we do to help ourselves feel our best. I'm not saying you have to put on a full face of makeup or wear a 3-piece suit, but you could treat creating video content like you're going to catch up with an old friend you haven't seen for a while for dinner. And wouldn't you want to go out looking and feeling your best? The video version of this could be making sure to wear clothes you're really comfortable in, or making sure that your filming space is clean and ready to go. I know I feel my best when my head has a fresh shave and I don't have those old bald guy hair patches on either side of my head. Plus, a freshly shaven head feels pretty amazing. Anyway, if you've never tried it, you should totally shave your head. I also have pretty dark areas around my eyes, and I proudly wear makeup every time I'm going to be on camera, whether it's giving a workshop, being on a Zoom call, or making a YouTube video like this. It evens out my skin a bit, and it cuts down on the glare that a bald head can give when you're using lights in a studio like I am. And it just makes me feel more confident. So whatever your version is, don't be afraid to edit yourself before you edit your video. Trick number 8, be yourself. My saying for others when they ask me how it is that I come across so authentic is be yourself so hard that no one else can touch it. When you create content and you put your whole self into it, your style, your vibe, your brand will start to shine through. I'm constantly telling people that I'm super lazy, and that is how I come across so authentic. Yeah, I'm so lazy that I don't have the time nor energy to put into creating a persona for anyone. I have to spend that energy in more important places, so you get what you get. Jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, boots, tattoos, earrings, and a beard with a big heart and a desire to help others communicate more effectively with their audiences. Being myself is the only thing that I have patience for. Trick number 9, use everything at your disposal to positively affect your mood. Video is a super powerful medium, and although it's only a two-dimensional image on a screen, you can still feel someone's mood through the screen. You can also smell bullshit through a screen as well. There are a lot of different ways to come at this. You could have some chill time before you start recording. Drink plenty of water, maybe meditate or do some simple breathing exercises before you get in front of the camera. Take a minute to think about all the people that your content might educate, entertain, inspire, and help. I often get told that I look upset or angry, especially when I'm concentrating or I'm super into what someone is saying. My gaze hardens, my brow furrows, which can be misconstrued as negative when in fact it is very positive in my case. One hack that I use all the time is to smile super big, like ridiculously big and cheesy, and then let my smile settle before I deliver my next line. Sometimes I even force a laugh before I start talking, which softens my face and increases the energy level of my performance by a noticeable amount. Trick number 10, don't care any more than others do. I know it's cliche to say and easier said than done, but try your best not to care what others think. The harsh reality is that most people don't care about your video anyway. Your hair out of place, the pimple on your cheek, wearing the same shirts in most of your videos, I guarantee you that no one cares nearly as much as you do. So embrace that and get to making great video content. The only person that can stand in your way is you. I always say my real job is to help entrepreneurs give themselves permission to be great on camera, which in other words is helping you get out of your own way. If you really want to take your YouTube videos to the next level, check out the storytelling tricks in the video on screen right now, which will transform your videos forever.